Good morning to all. On the continuation of last class, today also we are going to see the topic inverse trigonometric functions. In this session, we are going to see about the cosecant, secant and the cotangent functions, and one more important topic, properties of trigonometric inverse functions. So the topic is very important. That exercise 4.5 is also very important. From that exercise you will get 5 marks. Now we will see the cosecant, secant and the cotangent functions.
Now let's see the cosecant function and inverse cosecant function. In this, first we see the graph of cosecant function. The graph of cosecant function starts from 0 to pi by 2. Here it starts from minus infinity to 1 for 0 to pi by 2, and for pi by 2 to pi it again rises from 1 to infinity. Then if you go for pi to 3 pi by 2, that is 180 to 270, again it rises from minus infinity to minus 1, and from minus 1 to minus infinity 270 to 360 degree. Like that, if it continues, you will get the whole graph like this. So this is the whole graph of cosecant function. In this, we are going to restrict the domain to draw the cosecant inverse function. So I am going to restrict the domain as minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. So if you restrict from minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, you will get to a graph for all the values from minus infinity to minus 1 and plus 1 to plus infinity. The first graph, look at the graph here. This first graph denotes the graph of cosecant x to the restricted domain minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Then the second graph is the cosecant inverse graph. The cosecant inverse of x for this restricted domain is, you will get the second graph. Next we will see the secant function and inverse secant function. Like cosecant also, we can draw the graph of secant from 0 to 2 pi. The first graph denotes the secant graph from 0 to 2 pi. Here for pi by 2 and 3 pi by 2, that means 90 and 270, the secant function is infinity. So the graph tends to infinity at this point. So you will get the graph like this, 0 to pi by 2 and pi by 2 to pi, again from pi to 3 pi by 2 and 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi. If it extends like this, you will get the total graph like this. Here I am going to restrict the domain to draw the cosecant for all values. Here I am going to restrict from 0 to pi. For 0 to pi, you get all the values of cosecant starting from minus infinity to minus 1 and from plus 1 to plus infinity. So the first graph denotes the secant graph to the restricted domain 0 to pi. With this you can draw the secant inverse. The second graph denotes the secant inverse graph to the restricted domain 0 to pi by the reflection of first graph. Next we will go for the graph of cotangent and inverse cotangent functions. For graph of cotangent function, you can draw the reciprocal of tan x. The reciprocal of tan x gives cotangent, that is cot, minus infinity to plus infinity. For cot 0 you will get infinity, for cot pi you will get minus infinity. So the graph curves like this. For pi by 2 it is 0. If it extends like this, you will get the second graph for all the values of x. If you restrict that to the particular domain 0 to pi, you will get the first graph of cot. Using the first graph of cot, you can draw the cot inverse by the reflection of this with respect to y-axis, because cot is odd function. So the second graph denotes the inverse of cotangent function. So students, you have to practice all those graphs again and again and keep it in the mind.
Okay, in the exercise 4.4, the first sum is find the principal value of, we have three subdivisions. The first sum is secant inverse of 2 by root 3. You can do this straight away if they ask the sum in the 1 marks. If for 2 marks, you have to do like this. First you have to assume this, that y is equal to secant inverse of 2 by root 3. If you bring this secant inverse to this side, you will get secant y is equal to 2 by root 3. For what value of secant is 2 by root 3? Secant is the reciprocal of cos. Cos root 3 by 2. Cos root 3 by 2 is 30 degree. So here secant is 2 by 3 is also 30 degree. That is pi by 6. So y is equal to pi by 6. So the principal value of secant inverse of 2 by root 3 is pi by 6. Like that you can do the second sum. Here also you can assume this as y is equal to cot inverse of root 3. Then cot y is equal to root 3. Cot which degree is root 3? Cos 30 degree is root 3. So cot pi by 6. Here also y is equal to pi by 6. The third sum we have y is equal to cosecant inverse of minus root 2. Since the question is in negative, I am going to convert this in the sine inverse. The cosecant inverse of x can be written as cosecant inverse of x is equal to sine inverse of 1 by x. So I am going to convert this cosecant inverse of minus root 2 as sine inverse of minus 1 by root 2. So now the question is y is equal to sine inverse of minus 1 by root 2. Sine inverse of minus x is minus sine inverse of x. That is minus sine inverse of 1 by root 2. Sine inverse of 1 by root 2. 1 by root 2 is pi by 4. So minus pi by 4. So that is the value of cosecant inverse of minus root 2. The second sum, find the value of tan inverse of root 3 minus secant inverse of minus 2. So first value, tan inverse of root 3. For tan, which degree is root 3? Tan 60 degree is root 3. So you can write this as radian pi by 6. Here secant inverse of minus 2. So I am going to write this as, let y is equal to secant inverse of minus 2. Secant inverse of minus 2 is cos inverse of minus 1 by 2. You can write this as cos inverse of minus 1 by 2, because secant inverse of x is equal to cos inverse of 1 by x. So using that you can write this as cos inverse of minus 1 by 2. Cos inverse of minus theta is pi minus cos inverse of 1 by 2. Cos which degree is 1 by 2? Cos 60 degree is 1 by 2. So you can write this as pi minus pi by 3. So pi minus pi by 3 gives 2 pi by 3. 3 pi minus pi, 2 pi by 3. Here tan inverse of root 3 is 60 degree. 60 degree is can be written as pi by 3. Here pi by 3, here 2 pi by 3. In this we have to subtract those two values. So the tan inverse of root 3 is pi by 3 minus 2 pi by 3, which gives minus pi by 3. So this is the answer for the question. The second subdivision, sine inverse of minus 1 plus cos inverse of 1 by 2 plus cot inverse of 2. You have to find the value of this. Sine inverse of minus 1 becomes minus sine inverse of 1 plus cos inverse of 1 by 2 plus cot inverse of 2. The value of sine inverse of 1. Sine which degree is 1? Sine 90 is 1. So you can write this as pi by 2. You bring this minus sign. Plus cos which degree is 1 by 2? Cos 60 degree is 1 by 2. So you can write this as pi by 3. We don't have any value for cot 2. So you bring this cot inverse of 2 as it is. Now you simplify these two. What is LCM? LCM is 6. Here minus 3 pi plus 2 pi plus cot inverse of 2. If you simplify this, you will get minus pi by 6 plus cot inverse of 2. Since the first term is negative, you can write this as cot inverse of 2 minus pi by 6. So this is the value of second subdivision. The third subdivision, cot inverse of 1 plus sin inverse of minus root 3 by 2 minus secant inverse of minus root 2. Cot inverse of 1. Cot, which degree is 1? Cot pi by 4 is 1. So you can write this as pi by 4. Here sin inverse of negative. So negative sign comes outside. You will get sin inverse of minus sin inverse of root 3 by 2 minus secant inverse of minus root 2. We can do it straight away. You have to use the formula pi minus, or you can use the secant inverse as cos inverse. Cos inverse of minus 1 by root 2. You can change the secant inverse as cos. So cos inverse of minus 1 by root 2 gives pi minus cos inverse of plus 1 by root 2. Here sin inverse of root 3 by 2 is 60 degree, that is pi by 3. Here pi by 4 comes as it is. So pi by 4 minus pi by 3 minus of pi minus cos inverse 1 by root 2. Cos 1 by root 2 is pi by 4. So pi minus pi by 4. If you simplify this, multiply this minus sign here, you will get pi by 4 minus pi by 3 minus pi, minus into minus plus pi by 4. So if you take the LCM, LCM is 12. 3 pi minus 4 pi, here minus 12 pi, here plus 3 pi. So 3 plus 3, 6, 6 minus 18. 6 minus 16 gives minus 10 pi by 12, which is minus 5 pi by 6. So the answer is minus 5 pi by 6.
The next important topic is properties of inverse trigonometric functions. Here we have 10 properties. In each 10 properties we have 6 or 3 subdivisions. You have to go through all those properties and keep it in the mind which are we used in the exercise thoroughly. Here in the first property it is easy for you. Sin inverse of sin theta equal to theta, cos inverse of cos theta equal to theta. These properties we already used in the problems. Sin and sin inverse gets cancelled, you get theta. Like that you can use these properties. The second property is sin into sin inverse of x is equal to x. Here also sin into sin inverse, sin and sin inverse gets cancelled, you will get x for particular value of x, where x lies between minus 1 to plus 1. Like that cos into cos inverse of x is equal to x, tan into tan inverse of x is equal to x, cosecant into cosecant inverse of x is equal to x, secant into secant inverse of x is equal to x, cot into cot inverse of x is equal to x, for x lies belongs to R. Then the third property, reciprocal inverse identities. Here sin inverse of 1 by x is equal to cosecant x, because the sine and cosecant are reciprocal. Like that cos inverse of 1 by x can be written as secant x. Tan inverse of 1 by x can be written as in two ways. Cot inverse of x, where x greater than 0 is less than 0, you have to write pi minus cot inverse of x. The fourth one is the reflection identities. Here sin inverse of minus x is equal to minus sin inverse of x. This is an important property. Sin inverse of minus x is equal to minus sin inverse of x. Tan inverse of minus x is equal to minus tan inverse of x. Cosecant inverse of minus x is equal to minus cosecant inverse of x. For the remaining three, cos inverse of minus x can be written as pi minus cos inverse of x. Secant inverse of minus x is equal to pi minus secant inverse of x. Cot inverse of minus x is equal to pi minus cot inverse of x. Next, the fifth property, the name of that is cofunction inverse identities. This is also important. Properties. The first one is sin inverse of x plus cos inverse of x is equal to pi by 2. Second one is tan inverse of x plus cot inverse of x is equal to pi by 2. The third one is cosecant inverse of x plus secant inverse of x is equal to pi by 2. Then next one is sixth property. Here we have sin inverse of x plus sin inverse of y equal to sin inverse of x into root of 1 minus y square plus y into root of 1 minus x square. The next one is sin inverse of x minus sin inverse of y equal to sin inverse of x into root of 1 minus y square minus y into root of 1 minus x square. Like that we have cos inverse of x plus cos inverse of y and cos inverse of x minus cos inverse of y. Then tan inverse of x plus tan inverse of y and tan inverse of x minus tan inverse of y. This fifth and sixth property is very important. This is often used in this exercise. The next one is the seventh property. 2 tan inverse of x is equal to tan inverse of 2x by 1 minus x square. Next 2 tan inverse of x is equal to sin inverse of 2x by 1 plus x square. Then 2 tan inverse of x is equal to cos inverse of 1 minus x square by 1 plus x square. Then the eighth property is sin inverse of 2x into root of 1 minus x square equal to 2 sin inverse of x. Like that sin inverse of 2x into root of 1 minus x square can be written as 2 cos inverse of x. Then the ninth property is sin inverse of x is equal to cos inverse of root of 1 minus x square. Sin inverse of x is equal to minus cos inverse of root of 1 minus x square. Sin inverse of x is equal to tan inverse of x by root of 1 minus x square. Cos inverse of x is equal to sin inverse of root of 1 minus x square. Fifth one, cos inverse of x is equal to pi minus sin inverse of root of 1 minus x square. The last 10th property, 3 sin inverse of x is equal to sin inverse of 3x minus 4x cube. Then 3 cos inverse of x is equal to cos inverse of 4x cube minus 3x.
Next, in the exercise 4.5, the first sum is find the value of, here we have 3 subdivisions. The first sum is sin inverse of cos pi. You know the value of cos pi. What is the value of cos pi? The value of cos pi is minus 1. So you will get sin inverse of minus 1. Sin inverse of minus x is equal to minus sin inverse of x. Sin inverse of minus x is equal to minus sin inverse of x. Like that, using this property you can get the answer as sin inverse of 1. So what is the value of sin inverse of 1? Sin which value is 1? Sin 90 is 1. So you will get the answer as minus pi by 2. Next, in the second sum, tan inverse of sin minus 5 pi by 2. Here sin minus theta. Sin minus theta equal to minus sin theta. Using this, you can write this as minus sin 5 pi by 2 tan inverse of. Tan inverse of minus theta. You treat this whole thing as theta. So you will get tan inverse of minus x is equal to minus tan inverse of x. Using that, you will get that, take the minus sign outside. So you will get minus tan inverse of sin 5 pi by 2. We don't know the value of sin 5 pi by 2 straight away. So I am going to split this as sin 2 pi plus pi by 2. 2 pi plus pi by 2 gives 5 pi by 2. 2 pi into 2, 4 pi, 4 pi plus 1 pi, 5 pi by 2. So this is in the form of sin 360 plus theta. Sin 360 plus theta gives sin theta. Since it is in the first quadrant, you will get sin theta. So sin pi by 2 will come minus tan inverse of sin 90 is 1. So minus tan inverse of 1. What is the value of tan inverse of 1? That is pi by 4. Here you will get minus. So the answer is minus pi by 4. Then next third sum, sin inverse of sin 5. In these two sums, you have the theta as radian. Here the theta is not in the radian, it is in the number. So I am going to adjust this with sine inverse of sine, going to add 2 pi and subtract 2 pi to adjust this value. So next step, sine inverse of sine into, I am going to take the minus sign common, so you will get 2 pi minus 5 here. If you take minus between these two terms, 2 pi minus theta, then only we get this value. Sin 2 pi minus theta, sin theta, 2 pi minus 5. 2 pi minus theta gives minus theta. Sin 360 minus theta equal to minus sin theta, because in the fourth quadrant sin is negative, so you will get minus sin theta. So here you will get minus 2 pi minus 5. So using this you will get sin inverse of this. Sin inverse of minus theta is, if you multiply this minus here, you will get sin 5 minus 2 pi. Now you cancel this sin and sin inverse, you will get the answer as 5 minus 2 pi, which belongs to minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. This value exists between minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Second sum, find the value of expression in terms of x with the help of reference triangle. First subdivision, sin into cos inverse of 1 minus x. In the question we have sin, in here we have cos inverse. Sin into sin inverse means you can cancel it easily. So I am going to convert this cos inverse in terms of sin inverse with the help of reference triangle. That means we have to take one right angle triangle, fix the theta here. Before that, you consider this cos inverse of 1 minus x is equal to theta. If you take this cos inverse to this side, it becomes cos. So cos theta is equal to 1 minus x. Cos theta is equal to 1 minus x by 1. What is the numerator? In the 9th standard you studied about sin theta equal to opposite by hypotenuse. Cos theta is adjacent by hypotenuse. So this 1 minus x is adjacent. So in this triangle I am going to fix the adjacent as 1 minus x. The hypotenuse is 1. Then the adjacent is, opposite is hypotenuse square minus 1 minus x whole square. So on simplification of this, you will get 1 square is 1. If you expand this 1 minus x whole square, you will get 1 minus 2x plus x square. Again on simplification, you will get 1 minus x minus 1 plus 2x minus x square. Plus 1 minus 1 gets cancelled. You will get the answer as 2x minus x square. Now you can use this as opposite side. So if you convert this cos in terms of sine, you will get sine into sine inverse of, what is the formula for sine? Opposite by hypotenuse. Here the opposite side is root of 2x minus x square by 1. 1 is the hypotenuse. No need to write the 1. Now the sine and sine inverse gets cancelled. You will get root of 2x minus x square. Second subdivision, cos of tan inverse of 3x minus 1 using the same triangle formula. First I am going to consider this tan inverse of 3x minus 1 as theta. If you bring this tan inverse this side, you will get tan theta equal to 3x minus 1. So tan theta is opposite by adjacent. Here denominator is 1. So if you draw the triangle and fix the theta, this is the opposite side, that is 3x minus 1, and this is the adjacent side 1. Here you have to find the hypotenuse. How will you get the hypotenuse? Opposite side square plus adjacent side square. So on simplification of this, you will get 9x square minus 6x plus 1 plus 1. that is a minus b whole square gives a square minus 2ab plus b square. If you add these two 1 and 1 plus 1, you will get 9x square minus 6x plus 2. So this is the hypotenuse side. I am going to convert this tan in terms of cos, because in the question we have cos. So if you convert this as cos, theta equal to adjacent by hypotenuse, that is 1 by root of 9x square minus 6x plus 2. Using this in the question, you will get this cos into cos inverse of 1 by root of 9x square minus 6x plus 2. Now the cos inverse and cos gets cancelled. You will get 1 by root of 9x square minus 6x plus 2. So this is the answer. Like the first sum and the second sum, you can do the third sum as homework. So third sum is homework 2. Next in the third sum, find the value of first subdivision sin inverse of cos of sin inverse of root 3 by 2. You know the value of sin inverse of root 3 by 2. Sin which degree is root 3 by 2? That is 60 degree. How will you write this in radian? 60 degree means pi by 3. So the sin inverse of root 3 by 2 gives pi by 3. Now cos of pi by 3, here sin inverse comes as it is. Sin inverse of cos of pi by 3. What is cos pi by 3? That is cos 60 degree. What is the value of cos 60? That is 1 by 2. Again you will get sin inverse of 1 by 2. Sin which degree is 1 by 2? Sin 30 degree is 1 by 2. How will you write this in radian? Pi by 6. So sin inverse of 1 by 2 means pi by 6. So you will get the value. Like this first sum, do the second sum as homework. Now I am going to do the third sum. The third sum, tan into sin inverse of 3 by 5 plus cot inverse of 3 by 2. In the question we have tan. So we have to convert these two in terms of tan. So I am going to convert this cot as tan straight away using the property, that is tan inverse of 1 by x is equal to cot x. So cot inverse of x is equal to tan inverse of 1 by x. Using this property, we can convert this as straight away tan inverse of 2 by 3. That is the reciprocal of 3 by 2 gives 2 by 3. Here sin inverse of 3 by 5. How will you convert this tan sin in terms of tan? Using the reference triangle. So what is the triangle shows here? Sin theta. Here the theta is opposite, adjacent, opposite and a hypotenuse. So what will be this adjacent side? The adjacent side is 4. So you can convert this tan sin inverse in terms of tan. What is the formula for tan? Opposite by adjacent. So sin inverse of 3 by 5 becomes tan inverse of 3 by 4 into tan. So tan into tan inverse of 3 by 4 plus tan inverse of 2 by 3. The sin inverse becomes tan inverse, cot inverse becomes tan inverse. Now this is in the form of tan inverse of x plus tan inverse of y. What is the formula for this? Tan inverse of x plus y by 1 minus x into y. Using this property and the formula here, you can get tan into tan inverse of x plus y, that is 3 by 4 plus 2 by 3 by 1 minus 3 by 4 into 2 by 3. On simplification, you will get tan into tan inverse of, what is the LCM here? 12. If you cross multiply this, you will get 9 plus 8 whole divided by 3 gets cancelled here, 1 and 2. So 1 minus 1 by 2 gives again 1 by 2. Next step, the tan into tan inverse of 17 by 12 whole divided by 1 by 2. So if you cancel this, you will get 17 by 6. So tan into tan inverse of 17 by 6. Tan inverse and tan gets cancelled. The answer is 17 by 6. Next, in the fourth sum, prove that tan inverse of 2 by 11 plus tan inverse of 7 by 24 is equal to tan inverse of 1 by 2. Now we are going to take the LHS. What is the LHS? The left hand side has tan inverse of 2 by 11 plus tan inverse of 7 by 24. Here, mere substitution of the formula tan inverse of x plus tan inverse of y. We did this the last sum itself. Tan inverse of x plus tan inverse of y gives tan inverse of x plus y by 1 minus x into y. So using this formula here, this is x and this is y. So you will get tan inverse of x, that is 2 by 11 plus 7 by 24 whole divided by 1 minus 2 by 11 into 7 by 24. So tan inverse of, next step is, what is the LCM of these two? 11 into 24 gives 264. That is LCM. If you cross multiply here, you will get 48. 11 into 7 gives 77 whole divided by, here also you can, no need to cancel this, you will get 1 minus 14 by 264. Then only it is easy for you to simplify. 264 minus 14. The next step is tan inverse of, if you add these two, you will get 110 plus 15. 125 by 264 whole divided by, here 264 minus 14. 264 minus 14 by 264. You will get tan inverse of 125 by 264 whole divided by 250 by 264. If we cancel this denominator and this denominator gets cancelled, 125 and 250 gets cancelled, you will get 1 by 2. So you will get the right hand side tan inverse of 1 by 2, which is RHS. Hence we proved the first subdivision. Like this first subdivision, you can do the second as homework. Next, in the fifth sum, prove that tan inverse of x plus tan inverse of y plus tan inverse of z equal to tan inverse of x plus y plus z minus xyz by 1 minus xy minus yz minus zx. So here we have to take the left hand side and we have to prove the right hand side. So I am going to take the LHS as tan inverse of x plus tan inverse of y plus tan inverse of z. We know the formula for tan inverse of x plus tan inverse of y. So first I am going to use the formula for these two terms. So you will get tan inverse of x plus y by 1 minus x into y plus, keep the third term as it is, tan inverse of z. Next, I am going to assume this term as x, this whole term as x and this as y. Now again I am going to use the same formula, but here you treat this whole thing as x and this as y. So again I am going to use this tan inverse of x, that is x plus y by 1 minus xy plus y by 1 minus x into y, that is x plus y by 1 minus xy into z. Again the tan inverse of, if you take the LCM of this, you will get 1 minus xy. Here you have to cross multiply this, z into 1 gives z, xy into z gives xyz. Here you have to write the remaining terms x plus y. Now the denominator, in this denominator I am going to cross multiply this 1 minus xy in this with this 1. So you will get 1 minus xy. Here I am going to multiply z with x and y. So z into x gives zx, y into z gives yz. Here we have negative, so both the terms becomes negative, minus and minus. Whole divided by 1 minus xy is the common denominator for these two terms. Now look at the denominator. Both the denominators has same term. So you can cancel this. You will get the right hand side, that is tan inverse of x plus y plus z minus xyz whole divided by 1 minus, arrange the term as in the answer, minus xy minus yz minus zx. Now you get the right hand side. So hence proved. Using this same value, we can do the sixth sum. In this sixth sum, the left hand side is tan inverse of x plus tan inverse of y plus tan inverse of z equal to pi. Then you can show that. That means the right hand side they give the value as pi. So you can use the same answer here. I am going to continue with the same sum. So this right hand side is pi. So the answer for this is pi. If you bring this tan inverse to this side, you will get tan pi. What is the value of tan pi? Tan pi is 0. So in the left hand side you will get x plus y plus z minus xyz whole divided by 1 minus xy minus yz minus zx equal to 0. So equal to 0 means if you cross multiply the denominator, you will get 0. If you cross multiply this denominator, 0 into anything gives 0. So you will get arrive the answer for the sixth sum. So in the sixth sum, you have to prove that tan inverse of x plus tan inverse of y plus tan inverse of z equal to pi means you have to prove this. So hence it is proved. So with the same fifth sum, I finished the sixth sum. You have to do from the first step. In the ninth sum, first subdivision, solve sin inverse of 5 by x plus sin inverse of 12 by x equal to pi by 2. Solve means you have to find the value of x. So we have to eliminate all these trigonometric ratios. So first step, I am going to keep the sin inverse of 12 by x as it is and bring this term to this right side. You will get pi by 2 minus sin inverse of 5 by x. Again I am going to bring the sin inverse alone. Sin inverse alone. So keep the 12 by x as it is. Sin inverse comes this side as sin of pi by 2 minus sin inverse of 5 by x. So look at here, sin 90 minus theta. You treat this whole thing as theta. Sin 90 minus theta is cos theta. You already studied in the 9th standard. Sin 90 minus theta cos theta. What is theta here? Sin inverse of 5 by x equal to 12 by x. So again we have to eliminate this cos and sin inverse. So I am going to convert this sin inverse as cos using the help of triangle. So what is the reference triangle? If this is a theta, sin. Here sin means this side denotes opposite side. This x denotes the hypotenuse. So you can get the adjacent by hypotenuse square minus opposite square. X square minus root 25. Now you can write this sin inverse as cos inverse of, what is the adjacent here? Root of x square minus 25 by the hypotenuse term, that is x. Now it becomes cos into cos inverse of this term. Now you can cancel this cos inverse and cos. You will get root of x square minus 25 by x. In the left hand side, 12 by x. Here you can cancel the x and the denominator x gets cancelled. Squaring on both sides gives 12 square, that is 144, equal to, here the root gets cancelled, you will get x square minus 25. If you bring this 25 here, you will get 144 plus 25, that is 169 equal to x square. What is x? Plus or minus 13. Here the x denotes the side length of the hypotenuse. So the answer should be in positive. So x is equal to 13. X is equal to minus 13 is rejected. We have to neglect this value. So the answer is x is equal to 13. Next, in the second subdivision, 2 tan inverse of x is equal to cos inverse of 1 minus a square by 1 plus a square minus cos inverse of 1 minus b square by 1 plus b square. Here a is greater than 0 and b is greater than 0. Here we are going to use the property, that is 2 tan inverse of x is equal to cos inverse of 1 minus x square. So here we have the right hand side as cos inverse of 1 minus a square by 1 plus x square. Using this property here, you can write this right hand side as 2 tan inverse of a, that is 2 tan inverse of x. Instead of x square we have a square. Like that here we have b square. So the answer is 2 tan inverse of b. In the left hand side you have 2 tan inverse of x. Here 2 is common in all the terms. So I am going to cancel that 2. So you will get the answer as tan inverse of x is equal to tan inverse of a minus tan inverse of b. Tan inverse of a minus tan inverse of b, it is in the form of tan inverse of x minus tan inverse of y. What is the formula for that? Tan inverse of a minus b by 1 plus a into b. Both in the left hand side and the right hand side, tan inverse gets cancelled. So you will get the answer as x is equal to a minus b by 1 plus a into b. So this is the solution. In some third subdivision, we have 2 tan inverse of cos x is equal to tan inverse of 2 cosecant x. Here also we have to solve the value and get the value of x. I am going to use the same property 7. In that the first subdivision is 2 tan inverse of x is equal to tan inverse of 2x by 1 minus x square. Use this formula in the left hand side. 2 tan inverse of x. You treat this whole thing as x here. This whole thing as x. So how will you write this? 2 tan inverse of x is tan inverse of, that is tan inverse of 2 into x. That is 2 into cos x by 1 minus x square. Here x is cos x. So cos square x equal to right hand side tan inverse of 2 cosecant x. Write the right hand side as it is, because then only tan inverse and tan inverse gets cancelled. You will get 2 cos x in the left hand side. How will you write this 1 minus cos square x? 1 minus cos square x can be written as sin square x equal to 2 cosecant x. You can write the cosecant x as 1 by sin x, because cosecant is the reciprocal of sin. You can cancel this sin, one sin, and here one sin gets cancelled, and 2 also gets cancelled. You will get cos by sin. Cos by sin can be written as cot x. Cot x is equal to 1. Cot which degree is 1? Cos 45 degree. Pi by 4 is 1. So the answer is x is equal to pi by 4. Next, in the fourth subdivision, 9th sum, we have cot inverse of x minus cot inverse of x plus 2 equal to pi by 12. Here also we have to solve the question and find the answer for x. Here the question is in cot inverse. I am going to convert this cot in terms of tan inverse of x. What is the relation between the cot inverse and the tan inverse? We already did. Cot inverse of x is equal to tan inverse of 1 by x. So using this, I am going to write this cot inverse of x as tan inverse of 1 by x minus tan inverse of 1 by x plus 2 equal to pi by 12. Now this is in the form of tan inverse of x minus tan inverse of y. use the formula here. Tan inverse of x minus y by 1 plus x into y. What is x here? 1 by x. Y is 1 by 1 plus 2. If you take the LCM of these two numerators, tan inverse of x into x plus 2 is the LCM. If you cross multiply, you will get x plus 2 minus x. Then whole divided by, here you have to multiply those two values and cross multiply here. You will get x into x plus 2 plus 1 into 1 gives 1 by x into x plus 2 equal to pi by 12. The common denominator gets cancelled. Here x plus x and minus x gets cancelled. You will get the answer as tan inverse of 2 by x into x plus 2 plus 1 equal to pi by 12. If you bring this tan inverse to the right side, you will get tan inverse tan pi by 12. The value of tan pi is 180 degree by 12. Here 2 by x into x gives x square plus 2x plus 1 equal to tan 15 degree. If you simplify this, you will get tan 15 degree. The tan 15 degree can be written as tan 45 degree minus 30 degree. This is in the form of tan A minus tan B. So we can write this as tan A minus tan B by 1 plus tan A into tan B. So tan 45 is 1 minus tan 30 is 1 by root 3 by 1 plus 1 by root 3. Tan 45 is 1 into 1 by root 3. If we cross multiplying, you will get root 3 minus 1 by root 3 whole divided by root 3 plus 1 by root 3. Both gets cancelled. Here you will get 2 by x plus 1 whole square. You can write this as 2 by, this is in the form of a square plus b square plus 2ab. So you can write this as x plus 1 whole square. Again, here in the denominator you have whole square. So I am going to multiply the root 3 plus 1 for both the numerator as well as the denominator. That is the conjugate of the numerator. What is the conjugate of the numerator? Root 3 plus 1. Don't multiply the conjugate of the denominator. Then only it is easy for you to calculate the answer, because in the denominator of the left side we have whole square. So now you get root 3 plus 1 whole square. If you multiply this is in the form of a minus b into a plus b. You will get a square, that is root 3 square gives 3 minus 1 square gives 1. So 2 by x plus 1 whole square. So again 2 by x plus 1 whole square is equal to 2 by root 3 plus 1 whole square. Now compare these two. Look at those two sides of the equation. Numerator is 2. Here x plus 1 whole square, root 3 plus 1 whole square. On comparing this, you can get the value of x as root 3. So this is the solution of x. 10th sum, this is the last sum of this exercise. Find the number of the solution of the equation tan inverse of x minus 1 plus tan inverse of x plus tan inverse of x plus 1 equal to tan inverse of 3x. So here we have to bring this as one equation in terms of x, and we have to find how many solutions to this equation we will get. Okay, in this question we have all the terms as tan inverse. I am going to take the first and third term and write it in the left hand side. Tan inverse of x plus 1 into tan x minus 1 in plus tan inverse of x plus 1. I am going to take this second term to the right side and change it as tan inverse of x tan inverse of 3x minus tan inverse of x. I am going to take this term alone to the right side. Now this is in the form of tan inverse of x plus tan inverse of y. Here tan inverse of x minus tan inverse of y. Use both the formula here. You will get tan inverse of x plus y by 1 minus x into y. Here x is x minus 1, y is x plus 1. Like that here tan inverse of 3x minus x by 1 plus 3x into x. In both the side we have tan inverse, so tan inverse gets cancelled. Just you simplify this, you will get minus 1 plus 1 gets cancelled. You will get 2x by 1 minus, this is in the form of a plus b into a minus b. So you will get a square minus b square equal to 3x minus x gives 2x by 1 plus 3x into x gives 3x square. Again on simplification you will get 2x by 1 minus x square plus 1. Here plus 1 minus 1 gets, 1. Here both are plus 1. So you can't cancel this. The next term is 2x by 1. 2 minus x square is equal to 2x by 1 plus 3x square. If you cross multiply those two equations, you will get 2x into 1 plus 3x square equal to 2x into 2 minus x square, which gives 2x plus 6x cube equal to 4x minus 2x cube. Bringing all the terms to one side, you will get 6x cube plus 2x cube plus 2x minus 4x equal to 0, which gives 8x cube minus 2x equal to 0. Now we get the equation, cubic equation. So for cubic equation we have the number of solution. The number of solution is 3. Since it is cubic equation, we will have the 3 solutions. So the number of solutions to this equation is 3. With this sum, the exercise as well as the chapter gets over. Do all the sums in the assignment note with a homework also. Revise the chapter 2 for the upcoming September monthly test. Enjoy the day and thank you children.